family and friends. Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing great wherever you are living your life. Because life is good and it is yours to live. You have to enjoy it. And I want to share with us what I titled At Appointed Time. Appointed time. That's the biggest lie that believers have. It is like the damage control, after someone found out what he said will never happen. Or then the person made up something to claim, okay, it will happen at an appointed time. We don't know the time, it will happen. When time comes, you will see. When time comes, you will know. Because the person has no proof. All they have is just assertion, mere words. So they hang it there. It's just like the lies in the Bible. Like when they found out that people will not accept their lies about God and Jesus. They say, oh, if you don't believe in God, so something will happen. God will do something. When will God do that? We don't know, but it will happen. Like when they found out that people that we wait for the second coming of Jesus, people will say, no, it's not happening because Jesus never existed in the first place. So they put it that a day is like 1,000 years before God, and 1,000 years is like a day. And I say, think about it. If that thing has any iota of truth, not even truth in it, then why have you seen any believer in this God, any believer in this Jesus that have lived up to 1,000 years to prove that 1,000 years is like one day before God? But the reason why they made up that thing, when they talk about God creating the world in 6 days, they say God created the world in 6 days. He said, yeah, in those days, or then, one day is like a long span of day, but it's one day. So they came up with this appointed time. Somebody was saying, defending miracle. When I tell him there's no miracle, bullshit. He even say he has seen miracle. I say, which miracle have you seen? Okay, he said, he give me example. He said 10 people are in a car, and that car have serious accident, but one person, then all 9 persons die. Only one person came out scot-free. I said, that's not miracle. 9 persons die. He said, yeah, it's miracle. I said, what is miracle? He said, miracle. He couldn't define the miracle. I said, miracle is what God did without you doing anything. He said, yeah, that person that came out scot-free, came out, it is God. Oh, I said, come on. God allowed 9 people to die. 9 out of 10, 9 people died. Only one that survived. That is miracle? I said, no, miracle would have been the car had accident. No scratch on the car and no scratch on them. Nothing. Everything continue as it was. He said, no. You see, at appointed time. If it's not the appointed time, if God says it's not your time to die, I say, okay, bring the person that believes in appointed. Let me punch that person. Let me see if that person will not even die. What do you mean appointed? The impact did not touch the person that escaped. Not any miracle. It is called coincidence. It has nothing to do with any hand of God. It has nothing to do with any power of God. It has nothing to do with any miracle of God. It is coincidence. It can happen to goat. It can happen to, you see sometimes you try to kill mosquito. The mosquito, you hit the mosquito, but the mosquito keep flying. Is that miracle? It's not yet God's appointed time for that mosquito that is sucking your blood and giving you malaria to die. But you know, believers, that's what they use to trick them. Don't worry, you don't know. Keep giving, keep giving. They tell you to pay your 10% of your income, right? Then you pay the 10%. They tell you God will bless you abundantly. You see, you didn't see it. You say God may be blessing you through health. No, that's not what you say. You can sow yam and reap cocoa yam. You can sow something and reap something else. No, you have to reap what you sow. If you give money, you have to reap money, as they said. He said, give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and the other bullshit that men will give into your bosom. Then you give. Nothing is happening. They say, believe. Maybe God is blessing you. No, you can't sow one thing and reap something else. If you sow yam, you will reap yam. So they lie to you. They tell you that's exactly what they do with appointed time. And this is what they use in every belief system, both in African spirituality and in foreign religion. That's not because you believe because you don't know. Belief is ignorance. Faith is ignorance. If you know, you won't believe. If you have knowledge, you will not need faith. You will not have faith. You will have faith because you lack knowledge. So they say this appointed time, and this thing has been bothering me. I say, how is it that our people, majority of our people, accept these lies and is thriving in our land? When I watch Nigerian movies, even in those days, I say, what is happening? I used to discuss it with my younger brother. You know, he's the one that said that many years ago. He said, for you, if you want to watch Nigerian movie, you watch it with the children's eye. Little children's eye. You don't watch it with adult eyes. Because it doesn't make sense. How can somebody in a village, let me say, or in a family, he keep killing his brothers and sisters with the so-called charm? You know, killing them and taking their land and all that. Then at last, they say that God has arrested the man, you know, the gods of the land has come and they infect the man with some maybe blindness or some terrible disease or something. Maybe his leg begin to swell or his body begin to rot, and while he's alive, then the person confess to all those evil that has been going on. How he was making women barren, how he was killing children in the womb. How, you know, it happens. Our people call it Ibashisha. So elderly people, before they die, they begin to confess, I've done that. I come to America to find out, no, that's not any Ibashisha. That thing is dementia. That's sickness or disease. When they die, some people begin to confess what they didn't do. They say they did that. They didn't do that. Just like when you arrest people in Nigeria, when they torture you, have they tortured you before in Nigerian police? There is torture they will give to you. You confess that you committed crime. Some people have died confessing to a crime they never committed because of the level of torture they give to them. And they say, oh, it's true. It's not. So you're saying the appointed time, that person's caught full. That's why now the person is caught. But this person has been doing all these things, and you see, that's why many people believe in gods of the land. No, the gods of the land are the living people. People living in the land, they are the gods of the land. They are the one that controls the land. They are the gods and goddesses of the land. It's not any god in any ancestors that are hanging somewhere, watching and waiting and all that. No, it's not any spirits that are hanging somewhere watching. No, it is people living in the land. They are the gods of the land. So the reappointed time supposed to be now. You are the one living in the land, so you're supposed to live as you're supposed to. You see something happening. People are not doing anything. Depending, oh, the gods of the land will do this, the gods of the land, they are not doing anything. And you see people languishing, suffering. Instead of them to rise up and fix their land, they say, the gods of the land, let us go to the chief priest. The chief priest said this. And the chief priest working with all those evil people to be doing all that thing in the land. You say appointed time, at appointed time, this will happen. That all appointed time. Somebody that is making life miserable for me, I want to deal with that person. I don't want to suffer. Continue. I don't want to continue suffering. I want to end it now. I want to begin to enjoy my life now. You tell me wait at appointed time. The miracle will happen. Fuck miracle. There's no such thing as miracle. How about those that believe in God of Israel, in God in heaven, or God in their heart, or God in their book, or God in their temple? The same bullshit. They tell you God's time is the best. There's no such thing as God's time. It's our time. No God is arresting anyone. You see, they've been praying for God to arrest me. They've been praying for Jesus to arrest me. I always ask them, give me time. If you don't give me that specific time, the specific date that God will do that, you are a stupid person that is speaking what he or she don't know. Waiting for me to come back to God, to come back to Jesus. So God is watching me all this while doing all this, mocking God. Then you're expecting one day a bad thing will happen to me, then I will come back to God. Fuck that God. I will rather die than go back to God. I will rather die than go back to Jesus. I will rather die than go back to Christianity. I will rather die than go back to any Abrahamic religion. Nothing will make me go back there. After the knowledge I have, that means you are mocking knowledge. You saying no, there's nothing like knowledge. It's all believe. You are even saying that the job you have or the degrees you have in your it has nothing to do with knowledge. You get them by faith. You get them by believing. You get them because God just gave it to you. You did not sit for exam. You did not read anything. You did not go to any class. There is no appointed time. The appointed time is even, you see how they try to put it in the New Testament. He said, the hour is coming. Now is when the true worshippers will worship the Father. So if now is, let it happen now. The hour will come when God will arrest me. Now is that hour. Let God arrest me. Can God do that? No, because God does not exist. But you keep saying, no, it exists. It is true. What do you mean? Is it everything you know that exists? It's not everything that is real you can see. That's bullshit. If it exists, I can see it. You are the one that declare it invisible or it cannot be seen. There are tools that you can use to see them. Because everything that exists is part of this universe, just like you. Now, let's say I put somebody in the trunk of my car, right? To you, the person does not exist, but the person exists, right? Then, I tell you, I know somebody, so person, the person is in the trunk of my car. But I don't want to show you, I cannot open it, I cannot see that person. You will say I'm joking. You're supposed to ask me, open it, because every trunk is openable. So if anything is, especially when you're talking about God, you say this God is almighty, all powerful. You are not talking about maybe something else that you believe God created. But you say this God has power to create those things. Then if you can see those things that God created, like myself, you believe God created me. You can see me and you believe God created me in his own image after his likeness. Then why can't you see the God that created what you can see? You say, no, God is a spirit. You cannot prove that nonsense. What do you mean by spirit? I am a spirit. I am spirit. Spirit is visible. Spirit can be touched. As I said yesterday, it's in your book, or in their book. He said that the word of life, which they have handled, when Jesus came back to life, according to their book, he asked them to touch him. You are the one that is claiming Jesus is a spirit, but in the Bible, Jesus never claimed that he was a spirit. He never claimed that. They closed the doors. He came in and said, touch me. He was not hovering. And Bible said when they saw him, they thought he was a spirit. He said, no, I'm not a spirit. Spirit does not have flesh and bones as I have. He said, touch me. They still doubt. He said, bring food, let me eat. Spirits don't eat food as you eat. Jesus ate. But you still see people today, especially all these stupid Africans. All they hang up for their illusion is spirit. God is spirit. Jesus is spirit. And you are one with them. You are one with God. You are one with Jesus. And Jesus never said you cannot see him. Even in the Old Testament, God did not say everybody must not see him. Moses saw his back. Have you seen any part of God? No. It's always in your dreaming. Moses seeing the face or the back of God. God say he put his hand over Moses just to see only his back. You see that nonsense? But you have not seen God at any time. You have not seen Jesus at any time. You have not seen this nonsense you believe. I am calling us to wake up so that we can begin to fix our lives and our land. Africans, there's no God that is coming to fix Africa for us. There's no Jesus. There's no spirit that is coming. There's no ancestor that is coming to fix our land for us. We are the gods of the land. We are the living God. We are the living being that we do all these things. Wake up. At least learn from others. Learn from Chinese people. At least. Learn from Japanese. Let me not talk about Europe, Americans, those that believe in Abrahamic religion. At least learn from these people. You see Africans, they go to China and buy goods. Chinese people that doesn't close their shop to pray, special prayer, or invite any man of God to pray. You went there and you go, you see them, they have little places, factories, they're making money. You go there and order your containers, only for you to conduct special prayers to sell the same goods you bought from them. Africans, wake up. Let us stop disgracing ourselves with all this God and Jesus bullshit. Okay, no spirit exists to do anything for you. No Jesus exists to do anything for you. There's no appointed time for God to do anything. Judgment day is a lie. It doesn't happen. Last day, end of the world is a lie. Wake up and know you are the one that will determine when that end will be. You will determine when you'll be free from slavery, and do it today. God.